All right. WrestleMania 39, night one, post-review show, WrestleBuzz. What's going on, everybody? It's Joseph Crush, Joey, whatever you want to call me. I'm with the homie, CEO, president of Paper Champion Fantasy Wrestling, Eric James, brother. We made it through night one. Not going to lie, a little longer than I thought it would be, but we did it. We're here. What a show. How you doing, man?
Man, a little tired after this one, but hell of a day of wrestling from NXT earlier this afternoon to tonight. Both shows, night one of Mania, NXT. I know specifically we're going to be talking about WrestleMania, night one, but just a great night of action all around from both sides of the wrestling world there. And it's been fantastic, man. I'm doing good, and I'm excited to get into what happened here tonight.
All right, we got a surprise guest. Not really surprised. We kind of knew he was coming. Let's see if we can get him in here live from SoFi Stadium himself. Boots on the ground. Gurge, motherfucking brooms. What's good?
Boots!
Let me talk to you. Okay, listen. Listen, what an exciting goddamn night. Hey, listen, I'm just going to ramble for a few minutes. Let me ramble. I'm going to let you guys do your thing. I got my son, Dylan. He's waiting patiently for me to go so we can get the hell out of here. He doesn't know how good he has it living on the West Coast because it's like midnight there, right?
Yeah, it's a late one today, boys.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock here, man. The night is still young here in LA and SoFi. Hey, man, real quick, absolutely amazing show. I just recorded a TikTok, Joey. I'll send it to you for the WrestleBuzz TikTok, kind of running down my thoughts on the whole thing. But first off, I didn't know that this was an outdoor stadium. I thought it was like an indoor stadium, but like you can kind of see it's outdoors, just got a really nice covering on it. So we have like a really nice brisk breeze going through this son of a bitch. It's a little nipply in here. But look at that goddamn stage, man.
Beautiful.
Look how, bro. And all of a sudden, at some point, whenever the sun finally went down, probably 75% through the show, all of a sudden that thing is like Jesus himself over there, just beaming at us. I can't describe how beautiful that son of a bitch looks like in person. Also, I can't really tell what I'm looking at because I can't see my camera. Those people that bought seats next to the ramp, I really feel bad for them. They stood the entire time, man. They couldn't see a goddamn thing, man. I felt bad for them, man. But hey, man, the show was absolutely awesome. Like I said, I ran down and threw it on my TikTok. I'm just going to run through the whole thing now and let you guys do your business.
Yeah.
Austin Theory and John Cena, it's fine. It was cool seeing John Cena. The Make-A-Wish stuff was awesome. But it was an okay match. Who knew? I mean, I think we talked about it on the preview. The four-way showcase tag team match was absolutely phenomenal. Popped every one of our tits off here in section C243. And of course, I'm trying to remember the 3-on-3 women's tag match. I absolutely hated.
Yeah.
What a piece of dog shit match that was. Lita and Trish, go back to your retirement. And
All right.
Get the hell out of there. Absolute dog shit of a match. Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, get the fuck out of here. My son is a really big Logan Paul fan. He told me he's also really proud of him. He's really proud of him for stealing all that money from those people too. But the whole Prime bottle thing, the Prime mascot guy, and Dylan told me that's a famous YouTuber. I don't know who he is that was inside the Prime bottle, but the whole crowd popped their tits off. It was awesome. And we did have technical issues. I was talking about in the Discord. We couldn't see the first half of the show. Our screens weren't working up here, so a lot of the people up in the nosebleeds really couldn't see what was going on. Yeah, what a main event too. Other than WrestleMania 1, right? I can't even remember a tag team match main eventing Mania, and those boys took it and they deserved it. And props to Rhea Ripley. That was an amazing match. And props to Charlotte Flair, man. Whenever they finally got the screens working up there and they would focus in on her face, and bro, she was crying, man.
Yeah.
She had tears, bro. She's the goddamn GOAT. I hate her guts, but she's the goddamn GOAT, man. Yeah, that's it, man. It's wonderful in here, and we can't wait to jump back in for tomorrow night. You guys got any questions for me before I try to navigate 80,000 motherfuckers trying to leave this place at one time?
Just good luck.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But no, it was awesome.
Are we gonna get Jack and Coke Gurge brooms tonight? Or are we gonna? Are you not? It's gonna take you a while to get back, probably, right?
Oh no, yeah, no. I can no, not tonight. Yeah, because I had to park over at the Forum, and the Forum is at least 2 blocks over from the stadium, and I'm on the ass end of the stadium, so I've got to walk to the front of the stadium and then go 2 blocks to the Forum. That guy's taking a picture of that girl's ass with the WrestleMania logo in the background. I love it. You see what they're doing over there, buddy? What the hell's going on, man? LA is fucking weird, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. But no, not tonight. I gotta drive. It's about a 30, 40-minute drive down to Long Beach.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. All right,
Yeah.
man. Hey, well, we're glad you had fun. Looks like a blast there. 2 things I want to say. We did hear the crowd react to when the screens came back on. It was a huge ovation. I think it was during like Seth versus Logan.
Yeah,
and then
Seth versus Logan. Yeah,
you mentioned how it got kind of brisk there. I think even in the main event with Sammy, I saw like his breath come out of his mouth. I was like, oh, it's pretty cold there. Shit. All right.
Yeah, it got cold here fast, and I thought it was maybe the AC because I thought this was like a dome or indoor arena, but no, man. I mean, that's all exposed air right there. That's Earth out there, and shit.
Yeah,
So
that's Earth.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Is it flat or is it round? Do we know?
It's. Let's look at that. Look how beautiful that looks, man.
Yeah, that's sick, dude.
That's sick.
God damn, SoFi is gorgeous, man. SoFi is gorgeous. But that's all I got, guys. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. I look forward to listening to this review tomorrow. And appreciate y'all.
And hopefully we'll get you again tomorrow after night 2.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. Hey, be safe, drive safe, and enjoy your night, bud. Thanks for doing this.
Hell yeah, y'all too. See you guys.
Later, bud.
Later. All right, Gurge Brooms, boots on the ground as always. Our guy doing dope shit with his dope life, as he says. Man, what a show! Let's get into it. Theory, John Cena, Austin Theory, John Cena, U.S. title. I think the right thing was done here, right? I think Cena putting over Theory. It may have not been a 5-star burner, but I mean, it's John. At the end of the day, like, he didn't look like John Cena. I mean, he looked great, but like, he came in a little pale, with the hair, whatever. It's not going to be 2006 John Cena, right? But I think the job
I don't think anyone was expecting that.
Yeah, no. I think the right job was done. I think Gurge kind of said it was an okay match. I feel like I was in a group chat with someone that said it was just like a basic like SmackDown match, which I think it was fine. Theory needed this win. Did you have any extra thoughts on that match and what?
No, I think the right person won. I was hoping that they wouldn't have Cena win for whatever reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
To be honest, it wouldn't make any sense. I'm happy they went the route that they did, and I'm excited to see what's next now for Austin Theory. Man, I like Austin Theory a lot. I know he gets a lot of criticism, he gets a lot of flack, but I'm excited to see what he's going to do now in this next stage of his career. Now, I can't wait for Monday for that in particular.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think Theory's the type of guy. Listen, he ran into that little that bump in the road with that botched cash, and it was like one of Triple H's not his finest moments as creative. But man, he beat John Cena at WrestleMania. It's a pretty fucking big deal. And if you think about it, The Miz still talks about it to this day, and that happened how many years ago? So
yeah,
granted, it wasn't for the prize, but it was for. Hey, you beat John Cena at WrestleMania. And at that, this kid's, how old is Theory? 25, 26 years old? It's pretty wild. It's got to be.
He might be younger than that, I think. I don't know his exact age, but he's young enough that we're going to be seeing a lot of Austin Theory in the future.
Colin wants to know who Theory has next. That's a good question. I think there's like all those rumors jumping around. Like everyone thought maybe like if Cena won, he'd have the open challenge on Monday, and then like Jay White or someone cool would pop up. I think the opportunity kind of opens itself to that. I think that could still happen technically, right? Like who said if Jay White did sign with WWE, right? We don't even know if that's true. If he did an open challenge on Monday, I think that'd be the right move. And then you throw in Jay White, comes in, does whatever, and then
yeah.
But I don't know.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many options. If you want to go with a guy that's already in the company, name a dude. Like, I don't know, like Johnny Gargano, give him some notoriety, bring them back together.
I wouldn't mind seeing Damian Priest go after the championship.
Ooh, I like that too.
Especially if Finn ends up coming out on the winning end tomorrow night, and at least 2 out of the 3 Judgment Day members win their WrestleMania matches, I could potentially see him coming back to winning it.
Colin said Orton maybe. I don't know. I feel like Orton, if he's going to come back and do something, it'll probably be more like personal as opposed to a going for a title. I don't know. I mean,
I
like
know there's a lot of
Orton versus Theory is a match for sure.
that would be great.
Yeah.
I just think I know there's been some ramblings about Orton's health as of late,
Mhm.
and how whether or not we don't know how much longer he's got left of his career. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it. It would be nice to see him come back and get that. Maybe even to play off of the Orton thing. Maybe even Riddle. Wouldn't mind
Mm.
seeing Riddle come back. You know, it's been a little bit of a while since we've seen Riddle come back, a little bit refreshed. Absence makes the heart grow fonder, and I wouldn't mind seeing Riddle back into the ring.
Pat says Montez Ford. Again, another guy that could do it right now. I don't think is the time. Like, I just think like he will get his opportunity at some point. I think when they have, I mean, the Street Profits, everyone's kind of not, I don't know if they hope, but think maybe they will split eventually. That time could come where he goes for a mid card title. Like I said, you can name a guy. There's a lot of guys that are on this roster that can go, that can go for the title. Joey drinking water, got to crack open a Steve Wise. You know what, you son of a bitch. I was trying to be responsible. It may not be a Steve Weiser, but I had him here waiting.
The peer pressure got him like a stew mocker.
Doesn't take too much for me to open up a nice brewski.
Beautiful.
Yeah, listen, anyone can go for it, right? Who will it be? I have no idea. The Monday after Raw. This is like our first big Monday after Raw we've had in a long time, right? I mean, last year could have been one, but Vince is still running the show. This is a Triple H ran WrestleMania. Triple H ran Monday Raw after Mania. I'm definitely excited to see how he presents things, and I mean, we can get into fantasy booking that a little later on. But let's continue with the show here. Dude, talk about a shocker. The men's showcase fatal 4-way match. Street Profits took the win here, but man, that crowd. First of all, that crowd was hot for this match.
Very for this match. A lot of energy early off for this one.
Yeah, and a lot of good spots. Strowman, I mean, I think like I had honestly going into it, I had picked Strowman and Ricochet. I think it was I think you could have tossed any one of those teams up to win. Even the Viking Raiders, they probably got overlooked a lot by people. But I think everyone kind of showed up for this match to kind of show, again, it was a showcase match, right? Pun intended. They kind of showcased all their strengths in this match. And I think they did a really good job. It surprised the hell out of me for how entertaining it was. And the crowd always adds to that, in my opinion. 75% of like watching a wrestling show is the crowd, or 50%, whatever you want to call it. But I think the crowd really played a big part in this match, and the Profits winning is good. And I guess they're out of like those tag teams, like probably my favorite. And even though the Viking Raiders are a true tag team, I think the Profits needed this little extra bump. Did you have any extra thoughts on this match?
No, I agree. The Profits needed this one. I would have liked to have seen the Viking Raiders win. But the Street Profits needed this. They hadn't been winning a lot of matches as a team for quite some time. So it's nice to see them kind of get back on the winning track. Earlier in the pre-show, Booker T was mentioning how, almost a year ago, I believe it was, that before the tag team championships were combined, the Street Profits were at the top of their game, especially within the tag team divisions. And, within the last year, they've kind of slipped off. So it's nice to see them getting this win. And then hopefully the next and the rest of this year can be better for them than last year was.
Yeah. And with that, Colin asked if we see them splitting up. I mean, there's
If
definitely
they
been
lost this one, I think there would have been a really high potential for the Monday after Mania to see that split.
I was thinking, that would need to have happened tonight to do that. But there's definitely room for it. I think leading up to this match, they didn't have that big win. I think you can give them one more run, maybe give them a shot at. We'll get to a KO and Sammy, obviously, but maybe they split up those titles. And they bring I don't know what they're going to do going forward. The draft should be coming up, I would think, sometime after Mania. I'm not sure how they plan the draft, but we'll kind of see where that goes. And Colin follows up, but Ford has so much potential. He does. And I think, honestly, did you see what Dawkins did tonight? That motherfucker laid out Braun Strowman, dude. And
Yeah,
I think
he's
he gets
been,
overlooked a lot
stepping up his
sometimes. Dude.
game.
Yeah. Montez is definitely the better of the two. But I don't think it's a Michaels Jannetty situation here. I think we have like a good a solid like split up here. If done right, Dawkins can be taken care of as well if they did split up.
Ford has the Ford has the flashier move set.
Sure.
You know, the top ropes, the flips, you know, a lot of that stuff where Dawkins doesn't have too much of that, but Dawkins has a pretty good move set too as well, you know.
No, he does, especially for his size too.
Mhm.
Pat was about Ricochet. What's his path to relevance? Could he be Mysterio type champion at some point? That's a good question. What is Ricochet? You're a Ricochet guy. I mean,
I love Ricochet. I don't know if he can. So I don't know if he'll ever be able to be the whole little man in a big man sport. Um, I don't know. Be honest, I feel like Ricochet's. I hate to say this about him, but I feel like mid card championships are where Ricochet's championship opportunities are going to reach its highest. I would love to see him try, a challenge for the world title, the universal title. I would
Yeah.
love for him to be either one of those, but with so many amazing talents in the company, I just don't know if Ricochet's time is ever going to come for those two championships in particular.
Mhm.
Intercontinental United States Championship, I think, he's had a run with both of those titles, and I think he's going to have more runs with those titles. I like his partnership with Braun. It's okay right now.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know how far it goes though. That's the only
I,
thing. Like,
yeah, I don't know how much mileage they have left as a team, especially now as we're gonna like basically start a new WWE season. Um, I'm not sure, but I would love to see Ricochet get so much more of a spotlight than he had already in the singles division.
yeah, and
Where the
Pat
world
stop.
championship, I don't know. It's tough to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think a top title. It's tough, man. It really is tough. And Pat did follow up and say he is so talented. He is. I mean, it's clear.
Yeah.
He's a G. So, hopefully we get. I mean, outside of the Braun thing, I'm not sure what we get out of Ricochet, but again, mid card title. But you can make it look what Gunther did. This is why they did this for the US and the IC title to make it matter. So it's not like if he does miss out on a top title, those still matter. So hopefully he gets his shine soon because he definitely deserves it 100%.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Now we're gonna get into it, but Seth Colin wants to know, where does Seth go after beating Logan? Let me tell you, man, and we watched this together. We were on a Zoom call before. We're watching Mania. And I said to you, like, I know it's kind of like beating a dead horse, but like every time I come out of a Logan Paul match, I'm like, damn, like I'm never disappointed. And granted, dude works with the best every time. It's hard to have a bad match, but you also have to play your part in it as well. He had some great spots today. Seth, obviously, the superior. But his athletic ability is just there, and we know that he does the right things a lot. Before we answer Colin's question, what were your thoughts on the match? I know, like, we had our discussion about like actually liking Logan Paul, and we don't, which is fair because he's a scumbag. But like, he when just strictly wrestling, I think, definitely a solid competitor.
Yeah, I've for what he's done in the ring, I haven't really had too much of a problem with it personally.
Yeah.
As an individual, don't care for him at all.
Mhm.
But for what he's done in the ring, he's got what it takes to be the shit heel that he presents in real life. Translates really quite well to professional wrestling. And he's an athletic dude. I'll give it to him. I'm pretty sure his contract is up today. So that the 1 year, granted, he could re-sign another 1 year contract, but the 1 year Logan Paul experiment, I think, was fine. Do I care to see him anymore? Not really. Once again, no more need to harp on that. The matchup was good. Very happy that Seth Rollins was able to pull out the win that he did. Where does he go after this? I don't know. depending what happens in tomorrow night's main event with Cody, it would not surprise me to see him be the first challenger to Cody if Cody's going to be the champion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the company circles back around to that. It would suck to see Seth be put in a position where he would probably lose the rivalry. But
He gets swept. Not even just losing.
he got
Motherfucker would just lose every match.
Yeah, he got swept against Cody, and he's probably going to get swept again if that's the case. If not there, who knows? Maybe he circles back around to Austin Theory and tries to get that United States Championship back. I don't know. There's a lot of options, I feel like, for Seth if he was to maybe even switch brands. Maybe go to SmackDown. Excuse me. There's a lot of situations I think that can happen if we switch him on over there. So
yeah, I'm trying to even think of like what kind of feud can come out of it. Like, or he's not going to go for a title. Where do you bring him in? Like in a blood feud or just a straight up, like a regular feud. Did we ever get him and Gunther yet? Like in a straight up. I can't hear you, but I don't know if your mic went out or not. There you go.
Did. We have not. That was something that I was thinking about would be a great matchup when I thought about switching him over to SmackDown, because you have Gunther. You can even have, Sheamus, which I don't really remember if we've had too many Sheamus and Seth Rollins rivalries, but that would be a really good rivalry.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe we get someone coming up from NXT, like a Braun Breaker, and they kind of, work him in with like a guy that's like settled and like a guarantee good match. Maybe something there. Maybe Jay White does come in, and that's his first, like him and Seth. I don't know, man. There's again, you can name when it comes to top guys like that, you can name a dude and like throw him against him, and you're gonna get good things. I don't know. What would I like to see? Him and Gunther would be a dream. Fuck, dude, I'd watch that in a heartbeat. So
I would watch that every time they performed.
Pat says Seth and Cody would be fine. I mean, yeah, they've proven that already. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. Let Seth get his last shot. But then that's Seth losing for the title, probably, right? Cody ain't gonna drop it. I wouldn't go. I'd eventually come back to that, do that again. I always thought, because like Seth's super over, right? So was Cody. But like maybe like down the road, if Cody does win, have him, turn heel eventually and have heel Cody versus babyface Seth, which I think could be fun down the road. And that's when you give the opportunity of Seth winning. This is like, I'm talking like further down the line, right? But like,
yeah,
I don't know, it's a tough question. But
and nothing on that. That's a great point you just made too. Is that Seth right now is a face. He is over. So. Yeah. I'd imagine his next rival is gonna be someone on the heel side.
Even if it's just like a placeholder just to get him over for LA Knight. I don't know. Something fun.
Bronson Reed.
Yeah. They'll figure it out. It's Seth. They'll make it work. We did have some comments from Grudge Rumors in the beginning about his lack of love for this match. Becky, Trish, and Lita versus Damage Control. Man, it's first of all, I wanted Damage Control to win, and just because I think we kind of discussed like they really needed something, right? And I think if you ask a lot of people, like Bayley kind of just held her own for the past, especially during the pandemic. She really held her own, did her thing. She tries to bring up these two girls that need the exposure, and they had the tag titles, but like Bayley's kind of been getting shafted, so I'm not sure what the plan is for her. I mean, I get the win for the baby faces, but I still think like they could have went the other way. The match again was It wasn't anything special. It was cool to see Trish and Lita again. I said that before to you. Seeing them both on a pay-per-view again was cool, but nothing really stuck out to me on this match. What were your thoughts, man?
Yeah, this one nearly put me to sleep. I really also wanted Damage Control to win. I think that they needed the win. This was the only matchup of the entire night, in my opinion, that wrong people won.
Yeah.
It was non-title. I think it led for a perfect opportunity for Damage Control to get the win, to be successful in that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I wasn't the biggest fan of this one as well. I wasn't as so negative against it as Gurge was, but
Yeah.
it's just a shame to see Bailey and EO and Dakota just not getting these wins. And granted, all it takes is a stretch of wins and a stretch of some good luck, I suppose, to turn that around. But uh, hopefully within the next couple of months things change for the better for Damage Control. But
Yeah.
that wasn't a good showing.
Colin says Raquel and Liv go for the titles against them. I mean, against Becky and Lita, I think someone's got to go for it. I think you got to. I mean, Lita can't be around for that long, right? My whole thing was, and you can watch a prediction video on the WrestleBuzz YouTube if you're here. But I think Ronda and Shayna should win. I think that tag match that's going to happen tomorrow night, and they should take the titles off them, because I think that's like a doable thing. Like if you want to send Lita off from TV, have Ronda or Shayna like break her arm or something like that and kind of send her off. So I don't know what they have planned for Lita and Becky going forward. A lot of rumors that there was going to be a heel turn tonight with Trish, or maybe it will happen on Monday, setting up Becky and Trish for Backlash or whatever they want to do there. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see tomorrow night.
I agree too. I mean, Liv and Raquel, I think, would be great contenders for the tag team championship. I would feel a bit bad because both of those women have been partners with so many other random other women on the roster, and they've been champions with other random women on the roster, that I would just not want to see that again. Shayna and Ronda, I could 100% see them dethroning Lita and Becky, and then going on a dominant tag team streak there between those two.
Yeah.
Where eventually Ronda puts over Shayna, because that's the way Ronda needs to just, in my opinion, it's the way she needs to coast out of WWE.
Forever.
Put over Shayna, make Shayna the new badass boss, and see you later. Bye.
Yeah, I would love it. Lita looked bad in there tonight. I think it's like, you know what, man? I stick up for WWE a lot, and I'll admit it. But like, I think it's at this age, right? Like, I can't expect much out of Lita, someone who doesn't wrestle ever, and who, like, I don't even know how old she is. I'm not even going to question her how old she is. But like, it's kind of like Cena. Like, I didn't expect Cena to put on a 5-star match tonight, and she does some risky shit too. So I'm not going to lie, my eyes weren't super glued to the TV for that match, so I may have missed a couple things. But I did catch the moonsault that looked clean. I think she hit it on 2 people. It looked pretty good.
She's never been the most crispy in the ring.
She's always been kind of like unorthodox, so it's never been like the cleanest stuff.
Yeah, she's always been a bit on the sloppy Joe side, no pun intended. But yeah, it showed tonight for sure.
Pat says, mad respect to her as always, but like your boy said earlier, you got to send her back to retirement. It's fucked up, dude. It's a legend, right? That's a Hall of Famer you're talking about, Jack.
That's to gain that double R, that fucking AARP, bro.
All right, let's move on. Ray versus Dom. Let's talk entrances real quick, man, because like WrestleMania is known for its entrances and gear, attire. Where everyone knows you're a big fan of attire. The entrance with Dom tonight in the back of the paddy wagon, coming from the LAPD, coming out with the mask on and the handcuffs. I thought that looked pretty cool.
Yeah,
the gear was fire. And Ray coming out in the lowrider with Snoop Dogg playing. I'm gonna show my age. I forgot. It was a Snoop song, and
was it I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, me either. Whatever. It was a Snoop song. Then he played Eddie's theme, and then he went to his theme. It was good, man. It was just very.
Was it still DRE?
Someone correct us. Pat or Colin probably knows.
Someone will, correct us for that.
But then we got Ray versus Dom. What'd you think? I mean, listen, I went into it. I thought Dom was going to win. I thought Ray was going to put over Dom. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, and that's not what happened. Ray went over. A lot of shenanigans involved. Judgment Day came down. The newly formed LWO came down, and then Bad Bunny got involved. What were your thoughts on the match, the look, the feel? Did you like it?
I loved it all around. Other than the next matchup we'll get into, well, actually, I'll just start off with saying this. Every one of the matches after this was spot on, fantastic.
Yeah.
Was it California Love? Maybe.
No, that wasn't California Love, but I don't know.
It was California themed.
Yeah.
But either way, so it was a fantastic match. The build to this matchup, like it harpens back. It had a bit of the Undertaker Kane rivalry to me from when Kane first debuted. How Undertaker was incredibly reluctant to fight his family member, and the build led for Undertaker getting pushed and pushed and pushed. Nothing but a G thing.
Yes, thank you, Pep.
Undertaker kept getting pushed and pushed and pushed to a breaking point, to a moment where he just said, "Okay, Kane, you want the smoke? You're going to get the smoke." And essentially the same situation here, where Ray did not want to fight Dom at all, didn't want to fight his son, and the matchup was just, I thought, great. The entrances and the gears, spot on. I'm pretty sure now. I'm looking at Rey Mysterio right now because he's on the press conference. I don't hear what he's saying, but he still has his mask on, which I thought was quite unique. I had read somewhere that it was inspired by Turbo Man, so I'm not really too sure. I'm sure we'll hear more of that as the weekend progresses. Dominic,
kind of out of season, right? It's not Christmas time, dude.
It's not Christmas time. It's a little out there, buddy. But either way, Dom. I mean, I don't know what more can be said about Dom. The spot on performance that Dominic Mysterio has been doing lately, the heel work, he has just been fantastic. I also don't think this rivalry is over. I got a feeling we're going to see more of Dom and Ray, more matches. Dom will get his wins back, and and there'll be a lot more story to tell between these two. But I thought it was great. I also too, part of me thought that Dom was gonna win. I picked Ray to win, but part of me thought that Dom was gonna take it strictly for the fact that I knew we were going to get more rematches, more matches to come. This wasn't going to be the last one.
Yeah.
On their rivalry. So, but either way, great matchup, man. And the entrances, the attires, both just perfect.
You got to think with who got involved tonight. I want to say Backlash will call for Ray and Bad Bunny versus Dom and Priest. Yeah. It's kind of main event that son of a bitch with those four guys in Puerto Rico. Kind of makes the most sense.
I could even see the new LWO, which I don't know, is that official now, or
I think it is. I think I've read
now become LWO.
Yeah, Pat, I'll get to you real quick, but Colin just says, does that LWO stick around? I think it's actually
here we go,
I think it's legit. I think I saw reports saying that it's real. So that's pretty cool. I think I
like that.
Yeah. Escobar, I guess Legato, Del Fantasma didn't want to stick around. They want to give him the LWO. I respect that though. We haven't had one since WCW, right? A legit one at least.
I wouldn't mind. While they're at it, bring in Humberto Carrero and Angel Garza and just go full out with it, man.
Yeah, just add 20 people to it. Fuck it, right?
Let's get Conan back.
Pat says Dom doesn't have that juice to me. Decent in-ring wrestler, horrific on the mic. I think he's gotten better. No?
He's gotten a lot better, I think, on the mic. In this storyline, now the proving what's gonna really be the breaking point, I guess, is the rivalry after this.
Yeah.
When Dom doesn't have to rely on working with his dad and having to go personal. I actually found that recently when Dom, I believe it was on Raw, when Dom was delivering his in-ring promo, he switched it up and threw in some Spanish in there
Mm.
and was speaking. And I found it to be a little bit more of a menacing side to him. The work he's been doing since joining Rhea has gradually just been great. I think there's been nothing but improvement. But the true test, though, is going to be when he's not working with his dad, and let's see what happens from there.
Yeah. I
But
think
yeah,
he's
I've
been
seen nothing but improvement from Dom.
Yeah, and I guess that kind of follows up. Better doesn't equal good, which is a fair statement, I guess. I mean, listen, it's everyone's opinion, but like, I think the reactions he is getting, the deafening boos. I mean, what does that say? He must be doing something right. I
That
think,
proves
right?
a lot right there.
Yeah.
That
So
proves a lot right there. Getting up and getting booed out of basically every time he does something shitty to his dad in the arena. But once again, it's his dad.
yeah,
The father-son thing really makes for a shitty heel.
let's
See what
see.
happens when he doesn't have that to rely on, when he has an actual rivalry with someone like an Austin Theory,
Yeah,
or someone who's essentially a peer of his.
yeah. So let's see how that works. I think right now I'm not uh gonna throw I'm not gonna throw him out yet. I'm still sold on Dom for now. I think he needs get a little size on him a little bit, but it does add to the pipsqueak heel
I
type
was
of
just gonna
character.
say, I think his skinniness adds to his little
Yeah,
his shit heel pipsqueak type character 100%. I think if he had a little more bulk to him, it probably wouldn't be I don't think it would be as believable as a heel.
booze doesn't mean the crowd is playing along. Booze could also mean they don't like him. I mean, hey, isn't that wrestling? So I mean, listen, I think like
Hey,
I'm not gonna.
reactions.
Yeah,
Reactions. That's all they go for, my man. Reactions. And the man is getting fucking reactions. And that's all you want is for him to get reactions. If they were being dead quiet, the match wouldn't have been put on for a WrestleMania.
yeah. And just your opinion, yeah, for sure. I think everything is subjective for sure, but I think he's on the right track of being a top heel. Listen, and we'll say it again. Let's see what happens after post Ray. Let's see if he can
That's the
pull it
big one.
off.
Post
Yeah,
Ray. Because all of this has been the heel turn. Everything has been all Ray related. Let's see what happens afterwards.
and if they, I mean,
If
they
they
they,
continue with
they
it.
said it tonight. We'll get into Rhea versus Charlotte next.
Match of the night.
Dude, what a
Match of the fucking night.
barn burner.
Match
These
of the
girls
night.
went in, and man, a lot of close calls with Charlotte almost breaking her neck like 4 times. That was tough. That was tough, man.
Yeah, that one German suplex.
Well, the first one
Ugh.
the first one off the middle or top rope, that was close, but then they showed the replay. She cleared it. That second one on the ground,
second one is the one that was
her face
really,
face planting against the floor.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad landing. There's so while Rhea was being interviewed at the press conference, they showed a still image of that German suplex, and it is gnarly fucking looking.
Yeah.
The angle that she takes on that is just bad.
Now, I think we all went into this match like nothing against Charlotte, but I kind of wanted a new, like a new time, a new era. And I think Rhea's definitely earned that. They earned that moment. I see her and Bianca as like the 2 top women for the next 5-6 years, man. Whatever, how long you want to call it for.
Who did Charlotte beat to win this championship? Was it Liv?
Good question. Yes, I want to say it's either yes or no. I have no
Because
idea.
it was her returning to win the championship, correct? Yeah. So I think that immediate return, immediate win, same night, I believe it was on a SmackDown.
Yes.
In January. I can't recall who the champion was. Ronda, actually. I just remembered it was Ronda. Was it Ronda?
No, I think it was Liv, dude. No, because Charlotte came in as a babyface. I have no idea. I don't know.
Either way, the
I
point
don't
that I'm
wanna think too
getting
much.
at with that is that it was another Charlotte force-fed championship reign that
No, it was
really
Ronda because people popped for it. Everyone was kind of like relieved. I remember that. Like
relieved about.
people were
Okay.
happy, but then like the next night, like, ah, fuck.
I remember there was it after one of the pay-per-views? Either way, regardless. Um, I think having that another force-fed Charlotte championship win
Yeah.
really put a bad taste in everybody's mouths. More for Charlotte than there already was, because people already don't like Charlotte as it is,
Mhm.
and wrestling fans don't like when things are force-fed down our fucking throats. So, I think even more so than ever, people were waiting for Charlotte to get that ass whooping, and whew, what a fucking match! What a match!
Pat says Charlotte's got to drop the title if she's going to catch her zaddy. Yeah. She got 2 more to go. I think she's 14 time right now. So
Is she at 14?
I want to say Charlotte
That's a
14,
lot
13.
already.
It's a lot, dude. Well, her and
Way too
Sasha
much.
swapped that like 6 times in a month, probably.
That
I
was a
think.
mistake.
Yeah, it was big. Well, yeah. That's why we're here, I guess. Colin wants to know, is it Rhea Bianca for Undisputed? I'd like to think,
Oof.
I don't know what they have planned. I mean, that would be cool. I'd like to think they keep the titles split. So if they keep, let's see how the draft, if they do a draft, and if they keep 2 separate shows, two separate rosters, because if they do, then I think you got to have 2 top women. I don't think they combine it.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That's the women's division needs more singles titles. So combining the 2 big ones, I don't think is a good idea whatsoever. There's a lot of women that need things to do, and the whole hey, just put them together in a tag team thing, that just doesn't fucking work for me. Like, give them a mid card championship, make a brand new one, have a tournament for it, give people like Carmella and Piper Niven and maybe some of these others like a Tegan Knox, give them something to compete for
Yeah.
other than barely being shown on television. Their roster is deep with women, and the NXT roster full of women proved today that there's a bunch of stars over there that
Yeah.
are waiting to be called up, that are fucking hungry, and not for nothing, but they got to do something more. And combining the 2 major women's championships is not the answer, I don't think.
Yeah, I think we just kind of saute, like you said, NXT. Like I'll pick 2 names out: Tiffany Stratton, Gigi Dolan, right off the bat. 2 girls that can come up and be stars on the main roster. What do you do? Like, they need something to do. And you got a lot of young girls on the main roster already. You can't wait for retirement or anything. So it's a lot of
mouths.
It's going to be interesting. Charlotte's like LeBron, should win the MVP or title every year, but you got to spread the wealth. She's the GOAT. She's the GOAT.
Definitely one of the top women of all time, man.
What is this question, Colin? USA champ. Oh, USA champ for women's division.
Yeah, like
a mid card title. Yeah,
yeah. I wouldn't mind anything, man. What doesn't matter what, but I think just something would really help. Just add new life to the women's division. Give them something else.
What would you call the mid card title for women's? Let's not call it USA or
I'd hate for them to be like the women's intercontinental or the women's United States.
No. Yeah.
I don't want that either. I don't know, European Championship. Something television championship.
Yeah,
the women's television champion.
Reality television Bravo championship.
Yeah.
That's sexist of me to say. I don't know.
Take some inspiration from AEW.
Yeah.
Right? The fucking what is it? What are the Comcast championship?
Yeah. No thanks. All right. We had a little. First of all, let's give our flowers again. Rhea versus Charlotte. What a match! Holy shit! What a match! I'm gonna go watch that one back. Hold on a second. Pat says the Real Housewives. Dude, come on. I know it's a male. This is sexist, dude. You got to get out of here for that.
The RHW championship.
the Impractical Jokers champion. That's
All right.
that's from AEW, probably, right?
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, shout out to Charlotte and Rhea. You said match of the night.
You know,
'Cause
I'm gonna say match of the night. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna say match of the night.
All right, cool. Because I think the match of the night was our little surprise match. Pat McAfee returned to confront Mike Mizanin, the host of WrestleMania. And man, we love some Pat McAfee around here, dude. Gotta support the brother. Good to see him. I know he's not. I think the rumor came out that he's not really. I don't think he's going to come back as a commentator anytime soon. So the one-time appearances here and there, I'll take. Gotta support him. Love him. But he won. He went over the Miz. A little help from George Kittle, tight end from the San Francisco 49ers, which is pretty cool. Goy, we've talked about this before. I've gotten you to maybe rethink your initial thoughts about Pat McAfee. You got jacked up when you saw him tonight, which made me happy. And just any quick thoughts on the appearance and match from Patrick McAfee?
No, man, it was nice to see him. You know, he has grown on me tremendously, leaps and bounds. I love seeing Michael Cole's reaction to him,
Sure.
and I hope that Michael didn't know, and they surprised him with that, kind of like how they did last year.
Was it the Rumble? Even as recent as the Rumble that he did it.
Was it? It was Rumble that he came back, right?
Yeah.
Rumble that he came back and did that. Yeah. So, I loved it. It was great. I'm interested in seeing now how Miz takes that going into tomorrow night. I'm hoping for another memorable moment, maybe hopefully featuring LA Knight, maybe in the similar vein as to what we saw with Pat McAfee tonight.
Yeah, let's hold that thought for what we're going to see tomorrow. And I want to ask you at the end of the live stream here, but we're almost done. Main event. Listen, we could argue over what the main event was going to be for tonight. We ended up getting the tag team match, undisputed tag team title, Sammy and KO versus the Usos. I thought that, all right, so it started off. I mean, how you can't really start off a tag team match super hot, right? You got fresh guys, everyone's obeying the rules. You know, it always takes like 5-10 minutes to get into it, to get everything going before you can start not tagging your partner in and just kind of doing whatever you want to do. But we got the match. I thought that, to me, when it came to the end and the story behind it, I think this was match of the night for me. Sammy and KO, new undisputed champions, tag team champions. I think it's a good time. I think the story pays off here. What were your thoughts? And I thought it was a hell of a ride, man.
Yeah, perfect way to end the story of Sami Zayn and the Bloodline. Perfect end cap. Great match. I enjoyed it. A little too super kick heavy for my taste.
What was the over under of that, bud?
I was honestly going to make a bonus question about it, and then I did not, and then I regretted not doing that because, my God, there had to be at least 20 super kicks in that matchup. I don't know. I'd actually like to go back and count how many were in there, but it was a little too heavy with those for my taste. Other than that, man, it was a great freaking matchup. I love the PWG shout out that KO and Sammy had on their attire tonight. The Usos too as well were looking great in the white and red. And all around just unbelievable performances. Jay Uso, it's a shame that wrestling is never going to get that kind of credibility to be nominated for acting awards. But Jay Uso has been on top of his game, performing, and every part of his story throughout this whole Bloodline storyline, up until what we saw in the ring tonight, has been perfection.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. To me, he is the star of it. Sammy and KO, they did great tonight. Once again, kind of dwelling back on what I was just saying before. Can't wait to see what ripple effect this has going into tomorrow now. You know,
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
interesting. I want to throw the stat out here, but guys, I see your comments here real quick. But I read this to you before, Goya. Jimmy and Jey Uso joined The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Yokozuna as the members of the Samoan wrestling dynasty to main event WrestleMania. This is the 14th year a member of that family has closed WrestleMania. After tomorrow night, it'll be 15 times they've main evented since 1993. So do the math. That's 30 years, right? Yep. Since 93, half the WrestleManias that happened were main evented by a Samoan dynasty member, which is fucking crazy. The love the McMahons have for this family is insane. Colin,
how many of those were Roman? 7 of them, right? At least.
Yeah, 7, 6. Tomorrow will probably be 7 for Roman, I think. So half of those by Roman, dude. The guy, like, listen, a good portion of those weren't part of the better run that he has had, if not all of them. But man, guys, the GOAT, dude, or one of. He will be once. Let him be done, and years after, he'll be recognized. He'll be on Mount Rushmore's. Maybe not mine, but he'll be on Mount Rushmore's for sure. So let's go back to the match quick. Falcon needs something to add to the storyline. This is from Pat. I guess them not holding all the titles is mage, but would have loved some drama instead of like a straight up finish. Like you wanted maybe like an interference. Maybe where was Solo? No Solo tonight. Where's their brother? They just want.
That was interesting. There wasn't too much,
or maybe a heel turn or like
overbooking with it. It was straight up just the matchup. We have potential. We're going to see that drama and that overbooking. I call it overbooking just because it's usually, you're going to have, not that overbooking is a bad thing. It probably gets a bad
reputation.
Bad reputation. Thank you. But I'm saying we'll probably see Usos Solo. I wouldn't be surprised if we see them tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But I am surprised though we didn't see them in this matchup. Actually, it would have been would have made sense.
And Pat says give Jey an Emmy. 100%.
Yeah, give Jey a fucking Emmy. 100%. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
All right, man. That was night 1. Before we go, we have a couple things I want to ask you. But first, Colin wants to know Cody or Roman. Before we'll be live tomorrow after the show, but before we go into it,
I got Cody.
You got Cody.
I got Cody.
Are you 100%? This is my thing. Like, I have Cody too, right? But I'm not like 100% on it because I think they're still. I don't think. How can you be at this point? This run that Roman's had.
Yeah, I'm scared because I got Cody, but I got Cody by like 60%.
Yeah, I think it's like 60-40. Yeah, I think it's like 60-40.
It could be Roman still. And if that's the case, then buckle up, everybody, because I got a feeling they might try to push, like, what are we on? 2 years?
For what?
Of him as champion?
Roman? No, we're about to hit 3, son.
That's what I'm saying. We're about to hit 3. Buckle up.
As Universal.
They might take us to 5.
Yeah, who knows? If he doesn't lose tomorrow, then I don't know who the hell could do it. Unless it's the jabroni beaten pie eaten. I don't know.
It's I know everybody wants The Rock to come in and challenge him and beat him. I don't want that. I'm probably in the minority that does not want that. You
son of a bitch.
No, not for the titles, at least.
Cody's going to finish his story.
That's damn right. I hope so.
Shout out to Andre 3. Man, let's see. Pat's got another one for us. Dwayne's got to come out and pull some shenanigans. Roman can't get pin clean. That's a theory I saw. There's the distraction of maybe The Rock's music hitting, The Rock coming down, maybe to help Cody. Cody's outnumbered. Maybe Sammy and KO can't make it to the match, or they're taken out. You have the Usos and Solo beaten down. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that. I don't know. I'm not sold on that it's going to happen or not, but I think there's still a chance. You can't count it out that The Rock's not going to show up. But
yeah, I don't They're in Hollywood. I don't see why he
I
wouldn't.
mean, he lives right there, doesn't he? Like, you
Oh,
can't just
sure,
show.
he's got-
No one's asking you to wrestle a
Wow,
match,
bro.
brother. Just fucking show up, dude. Say what's up. Wave your fucking.
Yeah.
Raise your eyebrow. That's what you gotta do.
Does he?
Rock versus Reigns fighting over Tribal Chief would be the greatest slow play story in history, from Patrick. Yeah, I mean, if you carry this on, like we've seen year-long builds with Cena and The Rock before, carry it to fucking Mania 40. I'm not saying it has to be for a title. This doesn't have to be. Let Reigns lose. Rock comes down. We do Rock Roman next year. Night 1, night 2, whatever. I don't know. Figure it out.
Not for nothing. That wouldn't be. It's not a bad take having the year-long build. Let's say Cody. Well, let's say Rock helps Cody win tomorrow night.
It doesn't have to help.
Roman comes out the
Shows
next
up and
night.
make sure there's no. He just kind of comes down and just kind of evens the playing field.
Make
He's not
sure
really-
that nothing. Well, I figured, if I'm being honest with you, the most realistic thing is probably him coming down to count to 3.
with a ref shirt on.
Maybe not even.
I'm just kidding. That'd be funny.
1, 2, 3. Who's gonna stop him? Come on down, count to 3. Roman fucking loses because his cousin counts to 3. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's why I'm not back there.
I wouldn't count him out from showing up yet. If he, I wouldn't be upset if he didn't though, because I'm not relying on it. Is what I should say.
Yeah, I don't think the storyline needs it right now.
Yeah, I still think you could have Roman run his mouth as the tribal chief and the guy, because he's still like the head of the table of the family. And you could just argue that, but I don't know. We'll see what
It's gonna be
happens
interesting.
for sure. Any last thoughts before we head into night 2? Any things? We have Bobby Lashley. Apparently, he may show up calling out anybody. Do we want to see him call out anybody in particular? LA Knight needs to show up. It's LA, right? In Hollywood.
I'm gonna check out the card tomorrow, see what we got. Very excited for just about every single match on here. I don't know if that women's showcase matchup is going to live up to what the men's did, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and see what happens. Omos Brock, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people. I think it's just going to be just finisher fest, and I think they're going to go pretty nuts. And for some reason, I'm seeing a lot of like online hype for Omos. I'm pretty sure it's just trolls, but either way,
for sure.
I
think it's going to open the show too.
Brock Omos?
Yeah, I believe so.
Brock wants to catch that plane out of here real quick.
Yes, sir. Before we go, Pat wants to know, if they lose their titles, how can the storyline have juice? And I don't know who you mean. What do you mean their titles?
If I guess Roman loses his title?
With him and The Rock,
all of the bloodline.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
This could be the end. Not for nothing. This could just be the end of the bloodline story for now.
I think it could be. There's a potential.
Take a couple months off and come back to it.
Yeah, it was the bloodline. He meant the bloodline. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe this could be the potential end of the bloodline with Roman as like the head. But then we count out The Rock in this whole scenario. It's got to be The Rock or they're done. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of questions I have. Night 2 is going to determine a lot of things, or maybe even the Raw after.
If we don't get Rock for night 2, I don't know if we will get Rock Roman.
I don't think so. Or if they do,
this would be the perfect time. Roman's at the top of his game.
If he loses tomorrow, like, where does he stand? How much time does he have off?
Yeah.
There is always SummerSlam. Maybe
for Rock.
I don't know, man. It's the second biggest show of the year.
I know. I get you. I just figured that they would want to.
It's in Detroit too. That makes so much sense, right? Just kidding. I don't know. Before we go, I asked you before. Let's any bold predictions for tomorrow night?
I'll go out on a limb here and say Finn Balor is going to stomp Edge to the ground, to the mat, and Edge is not going to have a happy ending. Edge will lose once again.
Oh my God!
To the Judgment Day.
How dare you talk bad about my brother?
I completely forgot that was your guy.
That's my guy. And
That's
no
your
Bray.
guy.
We're not going to talk about Bray Wyatt tonight.
That's your guy. You know, would love to see Bray. Even just show me a little firefly somewhere in the crowd or somewhere. Give me a QR code. You know,
the biggest QR code ever on WrestleMania 2.
That's it, you know. And it's just him saying I'm done. But yeah, no, that's I don't know. I'm just ready for another awesome night of action and
Yeah.
you know, see what happens, man. Hopefully we get some good moments. For, you know, hot fire entrances. I'm ready to see Cody blow the roof off of the place with his pyrotechnics.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm ready.
It should be a fun time. Night 1 was awesome. We're getting questions here still. Christian comes back. I think it's a possibility.
I would mark the fuck out.
If we get him and Gangrel coming out with Edge tomorrow or some sort of
that's all I need is them in the tunnel with the fire, and they don't even gotta come with them. Just come up with them. You know.
You ever see a grown man cry? Well, that'll happen if Christian comes back. But hey, Night 1 in the books. Great time.
Oh, I had a ball. I'm exhausted.
Very entertaining. I'm very exhausted as well. Let's get some sleep. We'll be back tomorrow after night 2. If you're here watching us now, thank you very much. We're always live after the show, so come check us out. We'll see you guys tomorrow after night 2 of WrestleMania, maybe or maybe not with a new heavyweight champion. So we'll see.
New IC champion.
New IC champion.
New Raw Women's champion. I don't know.
We'll see.
A lot of shit going down the ball. A lot of shit.
Should be a good time. Everyone, thanks again for checking us out. Pat, we love you. You're the best. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Night 2, Mania. Let's go.
Later.